Aries. Welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your September 2024 monthly tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at the astrological energies of September. Remember, Aries, we came out of a very huge, energizing, and energy shifting month of August. We had Mercury retrograde in Virgo and Leo. We also had those huge conjunctions and squares that was, quite benefic and malefic in many ways. And so this energy does carry into the month of September. But I will tell you, September officially starts eclipse season. And so for you and Aries, or I should say for you and Libra Aries, this is going to be starting to feel like a shift because we have one pinky into the Pisces and Virgo axes and still one pinky into you and Libra. So pay attention what happens to you this month. We also have Pluto entering Capricorn. So let's get into it. We go week by week through September. First week starts off with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, as well as the Eight of Wands. Second week of September, the Sun card, Leo energy there. Nice to see that, Aries, as well as the Chariot. So Cancer energy there in reverse. Third week, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. You have three major arcanas here so far, as well as the Seven of Swords. The last week of September finds you with the Lovers card, Gemini energy there, major arcana. And lastly, the Ten of Wands. So interesting mix of cards here, Aries. I definitely can see lots of movement going on in terms of information, okay? That Eight of Wands, the Chariot, Ten of Wands, lots of movement around you. But I do think that some of you could be focused on your career this month with that Seven of Pentacles, but there also is a Seven of Swords. So let's go ahead and ask Spirit to send you a card representing the energy you moved out of August with. Spirit, if you can send Aries a card representing, kind of came out, but kind of didn't. Spirit, if you can send Aries a card representing the energy they bring into September. And you have the Chariot card again in reverse. So Spirit is telling you something here, Aries. Two cards, both the same in reverse. The Chariot is that major arcana card symbolizing movement, but also being able to feel like you're in control. Usually when it is in reverse, though, there is a sign, Aries, that you have felt out of control. And in the month of August, this could have been not being able to get a handle on your finances, or maybe communication felt off because Mercury was retrograde. Once we move into September here, information definitely picks up, but it could pick up so much that you don't have a handle on it, or you actually don't feel like you do. And Spirit is reminding you that this energy remains with you during September, but to pay attention because there will be people around you that are going to help you with that. So I'm glad to see that with that Sun card right next to it. So let's go ahead and pull an overarching theme card now for the month of September. Spirit, please send my Aries a card representing some extra messages for the month. And you have the Four of Swords in the upright. So the Four of Swords is that card of where is it that you have been feeling like not necessarily stuck, but you're trying to move in a direction that is helping you actually feel unstuck, if that makes sense. And I do think here this representation is interesting because there's this little bird that sits on one of those swords as if to say, look, you need to get out of this funk. I can help you. The Four of Swords is a rest card. So it is that card of feeling like, okay, maybe I've been doing too much. Maybe I don't need to move ahead with full steam. Maybe I need to take some time for myself like this little bird. So really pay attention in the month of September. Where is it that you need to take some time for yourself, Aries? And I do think that anytime we come into eclipse season, do be prepared for energy feeling like it's just in warp speed. And so I do want you to take some time for yourself. I do see those first few weeks of the month, there is this feeling of so much going on, especially around if you have a small business or if you are an entrepreneur or you have been working on a project matter. It does feel like at times you're feeling like everything is not flowing smoothly. And I will tell you that by the time you get to this third week, pay attention to people around you trying to either steal information, ideas, or claim something as their own, okay, that third week. But by the time you end the month, it does feel like you and a partner are finally seeing eye to eye after some long struggle. So let's go week by week, Aries. You have some interesting mix of cards here. And I do think that as you come into the month of September, we do start off with Uranus retrograde beginning in Taurus on the 1st, as well as Pluto re-entering Capricorn until November 18th on the 1st as well. Then we have a Virgo new moon on the 2nd, and then Mars in Gemini squares Neptune and Pisces on the 3rd. I do think that for many of you all, Aries, this is going to be a time of really figuring out what of the information you are receiving is actually worthwhile to hear. Meaning, like, if there's just like a lot of people in conversations, in meetings that aren't really bettering yourself, you're going to figure that out quickly. And I do think that Seven of Pentacles in reverse is reminding you at that Virgo new moon, take some time for yourself and figure out what details, what pieces of information do you need to hold dear to you to be able to move the needle forward for yourself and not worry so much about the group. And I do think that that's going to be a big almost like eye-opening experience for you, Aries, because you all are used to like trudging forward, getting stuff done, but Spirit is like, okay, maybe you need to take a little pause with that Four of Swords. Maybe you don't need to go guns a-blazing into everything and think through what you're getting into. And I do think by the time you get to the second week of the month, when we do have Mars entering Cancer on the 4th, and then we have Mercury entering Virgo on the 9th, and then Mercury actually leaves its retrograde shadow here on the 11th. So now Mercury is full steam ahead. Any kind of plans that maybe you had back in September, or I should say in August, you can now do here in September. And I think you have the green light with the Sun card, okay? That Chariot card, even though it is in reverse, Spirit is just reminding you that that energy that you brought in from August is still with you, and you're going to need to figure out how to redirect your energies in a positive way. Because remember, we are coming up on the eclipse. So the eclipse occurs on September 17th, lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces. You're going to get some ideas coming into that eclipse of what is no longer helping you, what is no longer serving you. And I do think, Aries, you're going to be approached by someone very important that is like, hey, do you want to take some time off? We can see how good of a job you've been doing. It does feel like there's a twist of fate that occurs around that eclipse. And I do think that after that eclipse, when the Sun enters Libra on the 22nd, I do think this is going to be where people are coming into the fold and something is off. And I say that because it feels like someone is either stealing some ideas, possibly you've been working in a group dynamic, and someone just is not either in there for their highest good or for your highest good, and they're only looking out for themselves. Some twist of fate occurs where, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. I do feel like someone around you is not telling you either the whole truth, they're taking some of your ideas. Just pay attention when the Sun moves into Libra and Venus enters Scorpio on the 22nd. During that time, I do think that you're going to be very keen on understanding where you need to retreat and where you need to put your energy. And I do think that by the time you end the month, that last week of September, we do have, it looks like Mercury now entering Libra on the 26th, as well as Mars in Cancer trine Saturn and Pisces on the 30th. And then we are leading up to the solar eclipse in Libra October 2nd. So those 2 weeks in between the eclipses, pay attention for partnerships, people who are trying to come to you and help you. Remember, Jupiter is in Gemini, so big communication could be happening at the end of the month. And that 10 of Wands is like, don't worry, you're almost done. You do not have to keep going through possibly all the strain and stress that you could have entered the month with that 8 of Wands. So I do think by the time you end the month, Partnerships are going to be key. And I do think that this is a month, Aries, of not only depending on you slowing down, but also depending on other people who you actually trust, okay? Make sure you're not just giving information just to anyone, especially with that Seven of Swords and Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But overall, Aries, I think this is going to be a productive month as long as you use it wisely, okay? Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs. I hope you all have a great September, and I'll talk to you later.